We would ask that you please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the McKinney ISD Junior ROTC Color Guard, represented by Cadet First Lieutenant Hannah Burlingame, National Color Bearer, Cadet Chamia Washington, Texas Color Bearer, Cadet Corporal Kaylee Macedo, Left Rifleman, Cadet Corporal Avery Smith. The national anthem will be performed by the McKinney High School Full Orchestra. Please be seated. Good evening, honored guests. Thank you for joining me to celebrate the commencement of the McKinney High School class of 2016. My name is Gordon Butler, and it was my privilege to serve as principal of this amazing group of young people seated before me. Thank you. I would be remiss if I did not stop and recognize some important people that help ensure the success of McKinney ISD, our Board of Trustees, and Superintendent of Schools. If you would please stand after I call your name. Board President, Ms. Amy Dankel. Board Vice President, Mr. Bobby Amick. Board Secretary, Ms. Lynn Sperry. Board Member, Mr. Curtis Rippey. Board Member, Ms. Kathy Livesey. Board Member, Ms. Maria McKenzie. Board Member, Ms. Stephanie Odell. And our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Rick McDaniel. At this time, I would like for you to please welcome MHS senior Aiden Mulligan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Rick McDaniel, parents, relatives, friends, McKinney High School, and district staff members to the 2016 McKinney High School graduation ceremony. My name is Aiden Mulligan, and I'm a member of the class of 2016. Today marks our final gathering before we separate ways and embody a new culture, similar or different than that of McKinney High School. Today is a day of celebration, a day of change, and most importantly, a day of new beginnings. McKinney High School, which is well known for education, has rewarded us with much more than just an education in the classroom. It has taught us to choose the harder right over the easier wrong. It has created memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. And it has allowed us to prosper into independent young adults. To end this, the demands made upon graduates of high school today differ from those of the last century. Job opportunity is exponentially decreasing, and the demand for a good education is imperative. McKinney High School has adequately prepared us for the challenges of tomorrow and the hardships of today. I thank you all for coming to celebrate that of the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter. Now please allow me to introduce a well-respected student, our student body president, Danielle Gocher.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Danielle Gocher, and I'm McKinney High School's senior class president, and I am honored to be able to give the senior address. Firstly, I want to give a special thank you to my wonderful parents for instilling in me that with God, nothing is impossible, and that my faith will keep me grounded. Thank you for always believing that I can do anything I set my mind to, and that my only limit is me. Without you, I would not be the person I am today. I would also like to thank my siblings, because if I don't, I'll hear about it later. I now want to recognize the parents, family members, teachers, and staff for being here tonight. Graduates, if you look around you, the people who are here are ones that have helped you get to this very moment. So let's take the time to express our genuine thank yous. We thank you, parents, for constantly nagging us and pushing us to work harder. We thank those teachers who always gave us extra credit. And thank you to those few teachers who wouldn't raise our 65s to a 90 because we got here anyway. I hope that sitting here today, graduates, that you are able to reflect on all of the accomplishments and people that have influenced you throughout these last 4 years. William Thackeray said that next to excellence comes the appreciation of it. It is important to be appreciative of every victory, no matter how small or how big. Whether it be being in National Honor Society, earning an A, making it to playoffs or regionals, or even just making a new friend, your achievements are something that you can not only be proud of, but use as a learning experience. And if you can't think of one thing that you achieved, you can count being on time for graduation. The skills we have obtained have inevitably shaped us into the people we are today. Our time in high school has truly flown by, but I hope today, graduates, you can pause and look back and be grateful. Grateful for the things and people this part of your life has brought you. Because for every single one of us, nothing after today will be the same. As we embark on our next chapter in life, we will face new challenges, hard decisions, and tougher choices, ones that may seem impossible, like figuring out how to pay off copious amounts of student loans for the rest of our lives, or even trying to lose a freshman 15 and then some that we will gain. But with the many challenges we'll face, our instilled hard work and dedication will bring us great success, because all difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. We can say this with confidence because being a high school graduate is proof that hard work does pay off. I encourage you today to use the life lessons you have received from the people and the achievements throughout the years to help guide you in your future adventures. And I am pleased to say congratulations. It's my pleasure to introduce our class of 2016 salutatorian, Kylie Green.
Welcome, parents, guests, and fellow classmates. I am Kylie Green, your class of 2016 salutatorian. Most people count that as success, but I am not here because I succeeded. I am here because I failed and kept trying. I am not here to give a speech about how each of you will succeed. However, I am here to tell you that each of you can succeed, and that failure should be embraced with open arms. We need to quit fearing the prospects of failure. It is inevitable and happens for a reason. As a whole, we need to reset our perspective on what success and failure truly mean. The word failure has such a negative connotation, but success is not possible without the stepping stones of failure. Success is not the absence of failure, but rather what happens when you choose to move beyond failure. If you look at the most successful people, you will see that their success did not rise out of thin air. In fact, their success came about from their failures. We can learn from these that failure does not define us. For instance, Einstein did not speak until he was 4 years old and could not read till he was 7. His parents and teachers thought that he would never amount to much. Even more surprising, Einstein failed his college entrance exam. Who would have ever thought that Einstein would become the greatest mathematician and physicist if his parents and educators did not believe in him, or he could even pass a college entrance exam? Failure did not define who Einstein was and who he could be. This goes to show that failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently, and that we are not to be defined by our failures, but rather we can learn from our failures to turn them into our success. If failure does not define us, why should we let limitations? When I was in the 2nd grade, no one would have expected me to be here today. I failed the 2nd grade. Because of that, I have learned that failure does not limit us. It is very easy to give up and give in to failure, but if you are going through hell, keep going. The path to success and the path to failure are almost exactly the same. It is true that the path to success may sometimes be more unfavorable and inconvenient than giving up, but nothing in life is easy. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. My challenge to you is to take the single step towards an unlimited future and be the you that you want to see in the world. Limitations live only in our minds, so at the end of the day, you are the only thing limiting yourself from fulfilling your dreams and achieving. Get out of your way and defy the limits that stand in between you and your dreams. If you are not willing, no one can help you. If you are determined, no one can stop you. Thomas Edison once said, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to try just one more time." Instead of giving up on his inventions and dreams after countless failed attempts, Thomas Edison maintained the belief that he had not failed, but rather he just found 10,000 ways that will not work. This optimistic and determined mindset is what all of us need as we move on to the next chapter of our lives. There are many paths that our graduating class will take. Some will join the military, others will go straight into the workforce, and many more will go off to college. These paths may cross or diverge from one another, but each of us have the power to be successful, and each will experience a fair share of failures along the way. Let the power of education and knowledge be your passport to a brighter future. My favorite philosopher, Dr. Seuss, cleverly said, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose." With that said, I truly believe that we are limitless. I wish you all the best of luck on whichever path you may choose and in all that life has to offer you. Your life is a remarkable occasion. Rise to it and be the you that you want to see in the world. Thank you to all my friends, family, and educators. Thank you for giving me support, valuable knowledge, and cherished memories that I can take with me as I move on to life beyond McKinney High School. More importantly, I want to use my speech to recognize the people who have helped me get to where I am right now. To my mom, who has been there, supporting me every step of the way, giving me a role model to look up to. And then to my two favorite art teachers, Miss Hughes and Miss Moran, for giving me endless wisdom and laughs. To the one and only Miss Smith, for believing in me and teaching me to believe in myself. To Coach Bergman, the teacher that is a huge reason why I'm here today. And to the rest of the McKinney ISD educators, administrators, and contributors to my speech and academic success. I cannot thank you enough. You are all the reason why we are here today to celebrate this pivotal moment in our lives as we move past high school and into the next chapter of our lives. The diploma we receive tonight is just the learner's permit that will carry us along many more paths. So, class of 2016, do you think the world is ready for us?
Next, I'd like to introduce our valedictorian, Isabel Kilroy.
Okay, so the fact that I'm actually speaking right now means that Plan A failed. I seriously contemplated fainting. Nothing dramatic, just a swoon, but enough to get out of delivering this speech. But obviously, that didn't work, so here's Plan B, speaking in front of a couple thousand people. Hi, my name is Isabel Kilroy, and I'm your class valedictorian. First and foremost, I'd like to give my love and thanks to my mom/best friend, who always comforted me during my emotional breakdowns and made me laugh even when I thought I couldn't. And to my dad, who always knew the right thing to say. To my friends, who let me be myself, even if that meant embarrassing them by belting out K-pop songs in the hallway. And to the teachers who believed in me, like Mrs. Martin, who worked with me when I was the only one in her kindergarten class who couldn't count to 100. Now I feel compelled to give a few shout-outs to some meaningful mentors in my life. Hi, Mrs. Winters, Mrs. and Miss Smith, Mr. Helms, Mrs. Sorgi, Mrs. Earhart, Mrs. Ellis, Mrs. Albritton, and Coach Dixon. And then Owen. He only made the cut because he wouldn't stop bugging me about it. Okay, so now comes the harder part. Many of you probably know that I'm not the best public speaker. However, I think I have a solution. For my pro-com class freshman year, we were allowed to write a speech on a topic of choice. Naturally, I wrote about the history of zombies, and that was the first and last time I was ever complimented on my public speaking skills. So I think it is in everyone's best interest that I stick to that topic. I might not know how to write an amazingly profound graduation speech, but I do know how to impart advice through metaphorical zombies. So I present to you 4 life tips as learned from the undead. Number 1, zombieism is the great equalizer. At least I think that's how the saying goes. It doesn't matter if someone was rich or poor, black, white, or purple colored, if he was a neurosurgeon or if she invented the cure to cancer in her past life. The point is, a zombie is just a zombie. And trust me, it won't matter if it is wearing a lab coat, a business suit, or t-shirt and shorts when it is running after you trying to eat your brains. So don't get caught up in the things that won't matter in the end. We all underestimate how similar we really are. The confusing actions and words of others stem from the same feelings and desires we all experience. To love, to be loved, to feel special, feel powerful, fit in, be happy. So stay humble and realize that, at the core, we're all the same. We're all human, at least for now. Number 2, find your passions and fight for them. Zombies are extremely goal-oriented. They want nothing else than to dedicate their undead lives trying to find and eat brains. Now that's their thing, so you need to find yours. Find that thing or things that keep you alive. Don't let your life be the monotony that fills those endless stretches from one point to the next. Make your greatest fear be that you will come to the end of your life and realize you never really lived it at all. Because if that's the case, then right now, there's nothing to fear. Number 3, if you've ever seen a horde of zombies, then you know that they understand the idea of strength in numbers. The same idea applies to the impact you can make on the world. Now hold on, I won't whip out that overused Mahatma Gandhi quote about being the change, but I will say this. The majority of us aren't going to change the world in our current sense of that phrase, but this world is made up of individual lives, individual people whose world is their own life and their own experiences. So you help one person and you've changed a world, and that has a snowball effect, whether you work by yourself or in a horde. So now trust me when I say you can change the world. Number 4, now for my 4th and final piece of advice, don't be a zombie. I'm sure you've heard it before that most of us are mindless zombies, just walking through life on our smartphones and TVs and iPads, but it's kind of true. Instead of exploring the thoughts in our head, we run from them. These are the thoughts that will reveal our creativity, who we really are, how we truly feel, and what we learn, yet we chase them away with bright LCD screens. Let me tell you, the successful people are the ones who don't run away from their own mind. I'm not saying constantly overthink things, because that's not good either, but take more time to just think. You will never recognize the humanity in others if you can't recognize it in yourself first. Well, there you have it. If zombies could talk, those are the 4 pieces of advice they'd probably tell you. For my closing remark, I'll leave you all, my fellow graduates of the McKinney High class of 2016, a quote by Jesus from The Walking Dead. "This is the next world. I hope it's good to you guys."
Great job, Isabel. Earlier tonight, I introduced the Board of Trustees and MISD Superintendent Dr. Rick McDaniel. In addition, there are some very important people that are near and dear to my heart in attendance tonight. Without the love, support, and sometimes pressure of this group, many of our fine students would not be sitting here tonight. Would the faculty and staff of the McKinney High School please stand to be recognized? Your tremendous efforts extend far beyond August to June, 7:15 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. Thank you for your work. Your reward is great, and it is this group of students sitting in front of all of us. Another equally important group that we collectively owe a debt of gratitude to is the parents and guardians of our students. It truly takes a village to raise a child in today's world. Parents, we salute you for the courage to advocate for your child, the fortitude to encourage them through disappointment, and most importantly, your steadfastness to love them unconditionally. Thank you for allowing the MHS staff the opportunity to educate your child and partner with you in his or her success. Thank you, parents. Students, before I begin the more formal part of my speech, I would be sad if I didn't begin this evening with today's announcements. Today is June 3rd, 2016. There are no more formal days of learning left for you at McKinney High School because you will soon be learning under someone else's guidance. And in keeping with tradition, today is National Donut Day. Often a staple of the American high school student's diet, this high-caloric treat is always a crowd pleaser. Please make sure you see Mr. Bennett at the conclusion of tonight's festivities for your free donut coupon. You can thank me later for that, Mr. Bennett. In all seriousness, I think we often forget that commencement is not the end. Rather, commencement is a new beginning, with some aptly related terms being onset, launch, and inception. Lion Nation, these are all things that you're about to embark on once you are officially recognized as graduates. Class of 2016, this is my chance to speak directly to you. Unlike my minister father, I do have a concept of time and promise to be brief and direct. This is not my time to share witty anecdotes about my own graduation in 1992 with my high-top fade and a pager on my hip, or Dr. McDaniel's graduation in 1980-ish with feathered hair and a giant car phone. I am not here to tell you that the world is your oyster and that the pearl inside is your key to millions of dollars, nor is tonight about relaying false platitudes about the future. Many of you might be cringing because I threatened all year to use tonight to bring up some of your antics that maybe I glossed over with your parents, such as wrecking your car on the first day of school while putting on a shoe. Forgetting that Whataburger is not part of the cafeteria rotation, or that tardies actually count for seniors and Wilson Creek Parkway traffic is not, in fact, 635 traffic. Relax, that's not what I'm speaking about either. In fact, my speech tonight is, I believe, the very message that the adults in your life would equally wish to convey. Now, you might be thinking in your head, how will I incorporate what you have learned at home the past 18 years with all of that useful AP statistics information from Mr. Newhouse in a well-crafted speech? Just trust me. What I want to briefly speak to you about is something fundamental to your success in your next life steps. Whether you pursue a career, a trade or tech school, community college, the military, or you take your talents to represent your chosen university by wearing maroon, burnt orange, green and gold, red and black, etc. This very simple concept that I want you to make part of your ethos to become the world changers that you are destined to become is love. Not the excitement of your first love in high school or your love for academics, fine arts, or athletics. The love I'm talking about is your love for what you're going to do in your life. Now, Mr. Butler, you must be asking yourself, don't you mean passion? No, while related, I actually mean selfless, unconditional, putting others before yourself, good old-fashioned love. My hope is that you find something that requires and demands your love in order to be successful. History is filled with people who pursued a path because they had some natural ability or talent. But my question is, did they love what they were doing? When you love something, the paycheck doesn't matter to you. The prestige or titles associated will not keep you going either. For example, true love for your school means being proud of your university, whether they go 0-10 in Big 12 play or don't even have a football team. Thank you to my alma mater, UT Arlington. What will keep you going back to your chosen path is love. My desire is for you that you would love what you do so much that even if there is no paycheck, public acknowledgement, or any other form of glory, you would still do it. Love your chosen path like your very life depended on it, and realize when it's time to make a change. Many of you have heard the term the greatest generation. They were the generation of Americans who fought in World War II and came back to rebuild America into an economic superpower. They loved this country enough to selflessly defend her values, and while we do not remember the names of many of these great soldiers, we do benefit daily from their devotion. You, class of 2016, have the potential to be the next greatest generation. I see in front of me a group of students that already possesses a love for preserving our country's natural resources that many of us were never taught in high school, an affinity for being part of a global society, and most importantly, an unfailing devotion to your fellow human, regardless of skin color, language, economic difference, political, or religious ideology. Class of 2016, let me be one of many individuals tonight to tell you that I love you. I love you enough to tell you when you are wrong, and I love you enough to tell you when I am wrong. But I am not wrong in this. You are a class full of great potential, great talent, and great ideals. In closing this part of the ceremony, I want you to make a silent promise, not to me or any other adult, but to yourself. Promise that love will be the driving force in all that you do. And as college gets hard or your job becomes demanding, remember this moment and the promise you made to yourself. Doing what you love will ensure you never work a day in your life, but your labor will be life-fulfilling and world-changing. Thank you, class of 2016, for your time. As principal of the McKinney High School, I verify that the members of the class of 2016 before you have met all the requirements mandated by the state of Texas for graduation. Dr. McDaniel, I present to you the senior class of 2016.
Good evening, Lions. It is now that time that you've been waiting for. But before I talk about presenting diplomas to you, I think we need to give Mr. Butler one more round of applause for a job well done for the You know, I've watched your many successes from afar, sometimes up and close, sometimes up close and personal, other times from across the city. The thing that I've admired the most about McKinney High School is the way that this particular high school embraces the tradition that came before you. You also have lived that tradition this year as seniors, and you also have set a path for the upcoming undergrads, the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders that are coming after you, to embrace that same tradition. For that, I am forever grateful. I love when you refer to yourself as the McKinney High School. I love that. Don't ever lose that tradition. And when you leave McKinney, you will always still remain in line, correct? Okay, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. At this time, one of the greatest privileges that I have as the superintendent of schools for McKinney ISD is to verify what Mr. Butler just told me. He said that you've all met the requirements as mandated by the state of Texas to be called graduates of McKinney High School. Having verified that as your superintendent, I hereby declare you are graduates. Congratulations.
Isabel Sky Kilroy. Kylie Allison Green. Tuet Tram Nyok Tran. Roxana Faroknia. Megan DeGroff Lafferty. Patricia Joyce Alquiza. Elizabeth Ruth Phillips. Kaylee Adele Curran. Caleb Neal Gorman. Samuel David Hayden. Jana Sahar Aridi. Evan Alec Weiss. Tate Breitling Jesse. Conley Leon Walters. Taylor Michelle Peabody. Cody Lynn Bird. Owen James Sukkah. Sweta Gatam. Jenna Christine Linhard. Kristen Emily Shaver. Jacqueline Nicole Adkins. Arlene Artiega. Nathan John Salazar. Sophia Rose Grace. William Joseph Slater. Daniel Aaron McLean. Haley Renee Housley. Taylor Grace Volzer. Frances Gabrielle Humphrey. Catherine Marie Navarrete. Zachary Howard Miles. Megan Rose Matson. Sue Bin Chun. Morgan Elizabeth Ford. Alicia Marie Yanitsas. Jocelyn Susan Orbegoso. Aiden Gerard Mulligan. Haley Brooke Price. Sarah April Merrill. Jada Holmes. Andrew Nicholas Smith. Caroline Grace Morrison. Joseph Michael Waldron. Delise Andrena Estrada. Sydney Elizabeth Turnbow. Audrey Elizabeth Colley Evans. James McLean Johnson. Matthew David Dietz. Taryn Jewel Kennedy. Sarah Nicole Molesky. Ryan James Bagby. Tyler James Keeler. Ade Chuck Aguaflo. Lizette Elena Alejos Franco. Marco Antonio Almanza. Christian De Jesus Almeida. Rebecca Gabriela Alvarez. Rachel Brianne Armstrong. Jesus Eduardo Ariando. Jeanette Arroyo. Emiliana Ashley Arzola. Mariela Acosta Arzola. Travis Mitchell Ashburn. Kelly Ann Avant. Rogelio Avienda Hernandez. Savannah Jordan Ayers. Keith Niamar Ayuku. Diane Perez Banchi. Misael Baradas Balderrama. Matthew Daniel Barrier. Jack Ryan Burton. Rowan Bishop Battleson. Heather Lynn Baycroft. Cameron Mitchell Bazis. Christopher David Mark Bell Jr. Mackenzie Sierra Bennett Hudson. Zachary Alexander Bernard. Corey Hassan Berry. Gregory Scott Bevins. Taylor Ann Bellotta. Jack Andrew Billieu. Daniel Allen Bingham. Nia and Shanae Bland. Mia Borovkinen. Tanner Joseph Bauk. Rain Alexandria Bowman. Seth Aaron Michael Bramlage. Alex Bravo. Alex Keith Brewer. Joshua Hunter Brinkman. John Parker Brooks. Michael Allen Brooks. Riley Eleanor Brooks. Elizabeth Claire Bruce. Alan Jeffrey Makima. Evan Michael Bulott. Garrett Adair Berkeley Yurchek. Edgar Bustamante. Caitlin Simone Butler. Kevin Wade Butler. Brittany Nicole Caballero. Cameron Thomas Calhoun. Joshua Daniel Candelario. Mitchell Francis Capretta. Nathan Charles Carbonell. Jesus Rodolfo Cardoso. Ashley Christine Carlton. Jet Edward Carson. Angela Shante Kashaw. Alexis Castilla Gamis. Adrian Ernesto Castillo. Isaac Castillo. Angelina Alexandra Kazar. Isatu Suleiman Cham. Jack Henry Chilton. Andrew Young Chin. Daniela Nicole Chin. Kelsey June Clark. Avery Jade Clausen. Alyssa Joeen Clay. Yasmin Amira Cole. Stephen Thomas Caldwell. Alexandra Renee Cook Rothwell. Blake Allen Cooley. Andrew Cole Corona. Megan Antoinette Corpus. Tanya Marie Carrera. Paula Marcela Cortez. Lauren Riley Cram. Sage Nicole Crawford. Draven Liam Crowley. Dominic Desire Daniels. Demery Lee Davenport. Robert Jennings Davia. Logan Elizabeth Davis. Sari Chrysalin Dean. Nicholas Stevenson De Felice. Melody Del Bosque. Elizabeth De Lara. Jesus Homero de Leon. Christian Diaz Patino. Alicia Diaz. Esmirna Diaz. Juan Diego Alejandro Diaz. Luis Cervantes Diaz. Andrea Nicole Dietz. Berenice Diosdado. Keegan Tyler Daughter. Austin Eric Douglas. David Lee Dow. Morgan Jacob Drain. Addison Reed Duhan. Brock Alexander Delaney. Maria Guadalupe Duque. Shelby Lorene Dyer. Megan Lauren Edistrand. Clay Matthew Edwards. Claire Elizabeth Emery. Erica Janine Ensley. Benny Anthony Enlow. Stephanie Alejandra Escobar. Adrian Joaquin Espinoza. Leopold Espinoza. Geronimo Mendoza Espinoza. Kiana Ryan Evans. Josie Madeline Ewell. William Brandon Fangio. Ricky Fantroy. Marcus David Farmer. Shane Allen Farmer. Sarah Ferrafino. Sarah Sabrina Feroz. Ulysses Flores Ruiz. Michael Philip Fox. Gustavo Franco Nino. Nashaya Shawnee Fryson. David Gabriel Funes. Ansel William Furlow. Evelyn Arleth Galdine. Cade Gordon Gallion. Juan Francisco Games. Douglas Mauricio Garcia Umana. Isabel Garcia. Luis Garcia. Luis Enrique Garcia. Mallory Virginia Garcia. Melissa Giselle Garcia. Tanya Estefania Garcia. Alyssa Joan Garner. Taylor Nicole Goronzik. Cheyenne Renee Garrison. Brittany Leslie Garza. David Matthew Gassett. Allison Marie Jelpy. Christopher Henry Givens, Jr. Victoria Marie Gleam. Jacob Allen Glockner. Karinia Astari Go. Justin Lorenzo Cortez Gomez. Carlos Arturo Gonzalez. Kevin Carlos Gonzalez. Johnny Gonzalez. Daniela Vashon Gocher. Nathaniel Joseph Graves. Rebecca Elizabeth Graves. Elizabeth Cheyenne Groff. Casey Joe Grounds. Cecilia Isabel Guerrero. Rodrigo Guevara Macis. Samuel Gutierrez. Sofia Munoz Gutierrez. Alexandra Guzman. Jasmine Adriana Guzman. Brandon Gabriel Haas. Natalie Kira Hallbrooks. Caleb Michael Hale. Corey Nicholas Hale. Avery Lynn Halford. Ariel Marie Hall. Colin Edward Hammock. Chase Matthew Hammonds. Kianis Lee L. Hankins. Dawson Cole Harden. Andrew Thomas Harper. Madeline Grace Harper. Kira Janelle Harris. Chandler Dylan Hart. Michael Kelder Harwood. Cole Jordan Hatcher. Alexis Julia Aber. Elizabeth Dorothy Heimbigner. Fulton Dakota Helton. Wilson McSpedden Hendricks. Isaiah Joseph Henry. Christina Maleka Helper. Jose Armando Hernandez Arellano. Brianna Renee Hernandez. Yasmin Jaimes Hernandez. Grayson Connor Hicken. Grayson McCain Hill. Melody Allison Hill. Claire Anderson Hinkle. Arnold Joshua Hinojosa. Ross Andrew Hoppy. Jordan Lynn Hauser. Tijan Demarius Huff. Kelsey Taylor Brooke Huggins. Nora Tamer Humade. Daylon Dupree Hunter. Wars Karzan Hussein. Brianna Nicole Huxtable Burke. Philip Don Qua Nguyen. Morgan Renee Inglis. Liam Rama Etorate. Aaron Tyler Jabala. Alexia Tierra Jackson. Garrett Keith Jackson. Caitlin Michelle Jenkins. Nicholas Rashad Jenkins. Karen Devon Johnson. Isaac Andre Johnson. Courtney Renee Johnson. Kyla Dominique Johnson. Raven Raquel Johnson. Tyree Darnell Johnson. Andrew Reed Johnston. Haley Aman Jolly. Kristen Alexis Jolly. Travis Lee Jones. Andrew Harris Judd. Caitlin Elizabeth Jung Johan. Jordan Paul Justice. Ahmed Perez Kata. Daniel Rashed Kata. Emma Sue Kelly. Connor Patrick Kelly. Ryan Angelo Kennard. Kyler Jordan Kettner. Famida Khatun. Katie Elise Kidd. Bailey Ann Clippert Rowe. Clayton Kirk Knowles. McKenna Sierra Cook. Carolyn Ann Cooker. Mark David Lackey. Hannah Rose Lambrecht. Micah Andrew Lancaster. Kirsten Lee Lanningham. Mitchell John Ross Lands. Catalina Lara. James Benjamin Lotta. Tamia Lorraine Lavallee. Stephen Chan Lee. Lindsay Noel Lebowski. Sarah Nicole Lehinger. Taniqua Elaine Lewis. Nicholas Charles Lindley. Sarah Nicole Lipscomb. Chase Alexander Livingston. Natalie Nicole Yanes. Alexander Michael Logan. Eric Lopez Marino. Ashley Elizabeth Lopez. Christian Alexander Lopez. Sarah Marie Lopez. Kaylin Marie Loy. Henry Daniel Lozano. Garrett Michael Luther. Nancy Marie McCory. Evelyn Maldonado Tellez. Byron Samuel Maldonado. Michael Shannon Manier. Rafael Anthony Martin. Alan Caleb Martinez. Alma Martinez. Monica Mata Perez. Christian Maya. Ken Wainena Boru. Hunter Kerrigan McLean. Marshall Lane McClinton. Shelby Renee McCormick. Reed Matthew McDonald. Abigail May McFarland. Kyle Christian McKelvey. Arazanzu Medina Flores. Rhett Allen Meyer. Brooke Mackenzie Merrick. Matthew Kyle Middlebrook. Samantha Robin Mills. Dwayne Allen Mitchell Jr. Haley Elizabeth Mitchell. Jayla Aubrey Montgomery. Jared Matthew Moore. Sean Christopher Moore. Sergio Moreno. Grant Walker Morgan. Sharon Jean Morris. Paul John Mosqueda. Jacob Tyler Muniz. Christopher Martin Marunga. Fadi Jalal Muwanas. Hannah Presley Nance. Kira Shalene Nate. Benjamin James Nilsson. Warren Austin Newberry. Amy Soon Wynn. Austin Bradley Nicholas. Tristan Donovan Noel Nichols. Willie Durungo Nuroja. Kelsey Elaine Diane Nobles. Christopher Isaac Nunez. Joshua Anthony Ochoa. Destiny Marie Olivares. Patrick Lamar Oliver. Kevin Michael Olivier. Yoki Helen Atieno Anguela. Nathan Xavier Ortega. Asher Stephen Uttersing. Nelson Danielle Aviedo. Natasha Irene Parker. Lindsay Brooke Palmer. Isaac Darian Pinnell. Giovanni Patino. Austin Christopher Peak. Lauren Nicole Pendergrass. Pedro Raul Perez Sobravilla. Araceli Perez. Victoria Perez. Zachary Dean File. John Reese Phillips. Adam Lyman Phillips. Ethan Thomas Phillips. Catherine Noel Pierron. Kristen Nicole Pierron. Keegan Lars Pippin. Sean Darnell Pitts. Anna Elizabeth Plehall. Laurel Elizabeth Plunk. Micah Nicole Porter. Bailey Clayton Powell. Connor James Powers. Lauren Denise Priest. Melissa Veronica Prieto. Devin Page Prince. Hunter Andrew Prince. Alejandro Misael Puente Torres. Christian Andrew Purcell. Xiao Hu Chi. Mark Anthony Quillen. Hamza Qureshi. Wahija Sahid Qureshi. Anna Cristina Ramirez. Eduardo Rafael Ramirez. Nicholas Thomas Roscoe. Simon Michael Ray. Connor Patrick Reckley. Alan J. Ong Reyes. Gabrielle Liliana Rice. Alexis St. Charles Richard. Nathan Thomas Reel. Jenna Brooke Rincon. Bridget Rios. Suraima Sanchez Rios. Sarah Elizabeth Rivas. Onyx Armando Rivera. Justin Cole Roberts. Kari Romello Roberts. William Henry Robertson. Alexandra Claire Robinson. Joseph Glenn Robinson. Jesse Rocha Juarez. Ashley Diana Rodriguez Perez. Bethany Elise Rodriguez. Jonathan Rodriguez. Ryan Lee Rodriguez. Daniela Alejandra Rojas Munoz. Danielle Rojas Sanchez. Edgar Antonio Rosales. Diamond Brianna Rose. Aaron Michael Ross. Ashlyn Willow Ross. Alexandra Nicole Runneberg. Zachary Austin Roop. Shannon Heather Russell. Sharon Chero Ruto. Diana Jasmine Ruvacaba. Robin William Sacco. Anthony Alexander Sada. Helen Celeste Salick. Lilani Violet Salas. Sophia Joy Salvador. Diego Jose Salas. Chelsea Jocelyn Salinas. Emmanuel Julian Salinas. Robert Lee Salisbury. Alejandro Sanchez. Isaias Daniel Sanchez. Kathleen Luisa Sanchez. Abigail Montserrat Santana. Dylan Reed Saporito. Ellie Francis Schultz. Miranda Leanne Siegler. Rochelle Renee Segovia. David Puga Sorano. Ian Donald Severson. Deanastasia Janae Shell. John Michael Sekula. Austin Leslie Sibley. Animesh Siwakoti. Bailey Elaine Smith. Gwyneth Ann Smith. Jacob Tyler Smith. Ryan Ashley Sokolowski. Caesar Solorzano. William Gerard Solowski. Sarah Marie Songer. Kayla Yanine Sorora. Jacob Elijah South. Elisa Brienne Spence. Gabriel James Staten. Jasmine Sky Stillwell. Robert Caleb Strickland. Carl Albanese Sullivan. Nita Nicole Tachi. Rochelle Josephine Tanner. Agustin Alvarez Tapia. Preston Lee Taylor. Miguel Barbas Terrell. James Garland Thomas. Jordan Terrell Thomas. Termel Omar Thomas. Elijah Emmanuel Thornton. Whitney Lachey Tillman. David William Walker Terrain IV. Antonio de Jesus Torres. Jacqueline Guadalupe Torres. Ruth Naleli Torres. Santa Anita Torres. Sylvia Vianfacvane Torres. Brian Jacob Toddy. Treasure May Trainer. Bailey Allison Trice. Samuel Henry Turner. Ashley Glachet Turnipseed. William Ripley Upshaw. Jennifer Ava Valdez. Taylor Ann Van Saders. Elliot Stephen Van Landingham. Nathaniel Reese Vaughn. Dave Anthony Velasquez. Ulysses Velez Alejos. Alfredo Velez. Zach Allen Veneer. Jonathan Lee Verstee. Alejandro Villarino Vier. Matea Ray Villarreal. Jessica Monet Washington. Rachel Johanna Watson. Brennan Patrick Waters. Rafael Janumanuel Webb. Dejanay Leanne Wyro. Trenton Jacob Wan. Julia Sophia Winnell. Sabrina Ann Watley. John Griffin White. Jackson Dean Whiteley. Brianna Lee Witten. Bailey Cheyenne Wicks. Jasmine Janae Williams. Jonathan Edward Williams. Noah Matthew Williams. Zachary Vaughn Williams. Deja Lynn Wilson. Morgan Lane Winburn. Ryan Daniel Wood. Nathan Lynn Woodward. Charles Xavier Wright. Jacob Andrew Wright. David Frank Yeshik. Amber Renee Young. Aaron Kaylee Zilke. Ethan James Zimmerly. Eliseo Zuniga Marufo.
Wow. Good evening, graduates, teachers, friends, and proud parents. My name is Wajiha Qureshi, and I'm your McKinney High School 2016 Student Body President. It is truly a blessing and an honor that I get to speak before you today. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to the family members who have flown hundreds of miles searching for an enlightening speech. I can't give that to you. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone who has had an influence in my life and education. Mom and Dad, I love you. Mom, thank you for being my best friend, reminding me of God's love and making me see the potential I didn't see in myself. Dad, thank you for being my strength when I am weak and teaching me to persevere through any hardship. I would not be here or be the person I am without your compassion, love, monthly direct deposits, and support. Teachers, thank you. Administration, thank you. Thank you for shaping us into bright, optimistic leaders prepared to embark upon the next journey that awaits. Thank you, Dr. Crimmore and F203, for believing in me and pushing me to succeed. Thank you, Starbucks, Quizlet, and Copy and Paste. And lastly, thank you to my siblings, Faizan, Maliha, Muskan, and Abdurrahman, for paying to have your name in my speech. I hope I've made you a proud older sister today. A few nights ago, I had an epiphany. It finally hit me. Wow, I'm actually graduating. Suddenly, I had another epiphany. Wow, maybe I should actually start writing my graduation speech. So needing inspiration for my speech, I thought back on these past 4 years and some of the greatest memories I've experienced. One, being how quickly I could leave off campus for lunch and not get caught by Rudy. 2, that if you're late, you might as well be late with food. And 3, how broke I'll be for the next 4 years. I stand here before you, not realizing how quickly this day would come. From diapers to diplomas. Congratulations, class of 2016. We finally made it. We are all gathered here today in what can only be described as oversized snuggies, celebrating one of the greatest occasions of our lives, reflecting upon high school and honoring all of our accomplishments and memories. My fellow classmates and peers, you are the embodiment of what makes McKinney High School a special place. You are strong and unique because you realize your potential to become something greater than you are now. You are scholars, future doctors, lawyers, innovators, and leaders, even if it may only be featured on your grandmother's refrigerator because she was the only person who would take it. We entered McKinney High School knowing very little of what we would become, but we are leaving knowing who we are, and that is a gift to be treasured. No matter where you go or where you end up, your journey to discover the potential that lies within each of you defines your purpose. Graduates, I am truly blessed to graduate among such a diligent group of individuals. I truly wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. And please, never forget that everything is an education as long as you never stop exploring. I encourage you to follow your own path, discover your passion, and be happy. History has given us a chance to craft the future, and today we gain a powerful tool to build that future, our education. My final advice to you is to be the change you wish to see in this world. So with that, graduates, please join me in turning our tassels as we embark upon this new chapter in our lives. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce Student Council member Rachel Segovia.
Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Segovia and I'm a senior student council member. I am so excited for the opportunity to present to you the senior class gift. This year our class, along with the class of 2015, is donating a lion statue that will be put in the school to represent the school mascot, Leo the Lion. Congratulations class of 2016 and good luck with all your future endeavors. It is my pleasure to now introduce Sydney Turnbow, MHS1 producer, who will be presenting the class video.
Good evening. Growing up, adults always give us the advice to take a hold of every moment, because before you know it, it will pass. I know this to be true because I was involved in numerous activities at McKinney High School, such as broadcast journalism, theater, and choir. I never knew that my freshman year I would make a MORP video that would forever have me labeled as the overly attached MORP date, but also be a leading factor why I was selected to be a producer for a nationally award-winning broadcast news program that everyone here knows as MHS1. Not only could you find me behind a camera or editing behind a screen, but I was also a member of theater where I participated in all musicals offered to me and had a leading role both my sophomore and senior year. And lastly, if you add varsity choir, being in the top 10%, NHS, probably missing something at this point, you can see that I'm an overly involved student, and I probably have stressed out Mama T way too many times. I say all this to you because while high school has given me numerous activities, or opportunities, may I rather say, that have shaped my future, high school is not everything. It's not like I'm saying it's a wonderful thing, but it's not too late to get involved. It is not too late to get involved in something that you have a passion for, something that you have a love and a drive to do. Because when you become involved in the world becomes involved in you. These past 4 years at McKinney High School have probably felt like 4 seconds, or at least that's what I'm supposed to say, I'm sure. And now, I want to give you a video that's going to remind you of those past 4 years as we embark on a wonderful journey ahead of us. This video would not have been possible without the wonderfully talented Sam Turner, photographers David Funes and Ulysses Velez, my fellow MHS1 producers, and lastly but not least, my very inspiring and helpful and encouraging advisor, Miss Alyssa Behringer. It is now my honor to present the senior video for the class of 2016. I hope as you watch this, you all feel at home. Thank you.
Probably the place I feel most at home would be the choir room. I've been in choir for about 4 years and then harmony this past year, and so I've spent a lot of time there. Miss J is one of my favorite teachers, and I've also spent a lot of time there after school rehearsing, so it's probably where I feel most at home.
I think it's anywhere with my camera bag, because I love carrying it around, and like it's just like a lot of, it's part of me, and so anywhere that really it's with me, it's like I like having it. So anywhere in the school really, that's with my camera bag, it's usually where I feel at home.
Just for one day, we can be heroes. Just for one day, and you can be me. And
I probably feel most at home on the turf field. I've played 4 years on the field, so I've had a lot of just really fun experiences on this field with girls I've played with in the past and this year, especially this year. Being a senior, it was a fun year. It didn't last as long as we had hoped, but I did have a lot of fun.
Though nothing will keep us together, we could steal time just for one day. We can be heroes forever and ever. What you say?
McKinney High is different from all the other high schools because we've got a sense of community that just doesn't exist in other schools, you know? No one else is a lion like we are.
Nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day.
I feel most at home in this school is Miss Hughes's room because she gives me the best life and school advice, and I've spent about 60% of my time in this room doing schoolwork, NHS work, and just watching cool art projects go on too.
McKinney High is my home. I might forget all the things we do in class, but I always remember being a lion. It was amazing.
time.
At this time, I would like to introduce our senior choir members to come to the stage and lead us in the singing of our alma mater. Brenna Witten, Caitlin Jenkins, Lauren Pendergrass, Treasure Trainer, Rachel Wasson, Sam Hayden, and Matthew Middlebrook. Class of 2016, as I stand before you for the last time tonight and get to finally say, class dismiss. Parents and friends, please remain seated until all graduates have exited. You may meet your graduate outside. Good night and safe travels.